Ever have one of those days or weeks where you feel like you're just spinning your wheels, doing more than ever but somehow achieving less? Well, today we're going to dive deep into the philosophy from the hit book The One Thing and uncover a really simple but powerful way to get incredible results in every single part of your life.
You know, this old Russian proverb, it absolutely nails a problem we all face today. We're constantly chasing rabbits, right? Pulled in a million different directions. And then we wonder why we come up empty-handed. This feeling, this divided attention, it's really at the core of what holds so many of us back.
Does that sound familiar? I bet it does. Your inbox is exploding, your calendar's a mess, and your to-do list, well, it's a mile long. You are constantly busy, but when the day is done, do you actually feel productive? If you're shaking your head no, you're definitely not alone. But what if the issue isn't you, but the so-called wisdom you've been following? To get ourselves on the right path, we've got to first understand what's throwing us off course. So, we're going to start by calling out the common myths, the big lies about success, that we've all been told are crucial, but are actually, believe it or not, sabotaging our results. And this quote from Mark Twain just gets right to the heart of it. The most dangerous things aren't the things we don't know. They're the things we believe are 100% true that just aren't. So let's start questioning one of the biggest offenders.
First up, multitasking. We see it as a skill on resumes, it gets praised in the office, but it's a total lie. See, humans can't actually focus on two complex things at the same time. What we're really doing is something called task switching, just bouncing our attention back and forth super fast, and that comes with a pretty serious cost.
We have this myth that multitasking is the key to efficiency, that it helps you get more done. But the reality? Oh man, it's the exact opposite. When you split your focus, you don't just do less, you do everything less well. You end up making more mistakes, and the quality of your work just tanks.
And here's the kicker. The research shows we lose about 28% of our workday just to the chaos of task switching, all that time spent recovering from distractions and trying to get our brain back on track. I mean, just imagine getting over 2 hours of your day back simply by focusing on one thing at a time. It's huge.
All right, the next big lie is that your giant to-do list is your roadmap to success. The problem is, most to-do lists are really just survival lists. They make every little task seem equally urgent, which pulls you in every direction and forces you to just react to things all day. But here's the thing, achievers don't work from a to-do list, they work from a success list.
And this brings us to the famous 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle. It's the reason a success list is even possible. Because not everything matters equally, not even close. In fact, a small handful of your efforts, the vital 20%, is what drives the vast majority of your results. The secret isn't doing more things, it's about doing more of the right things.
So, if multitasking is a lie and treating everything equally as a trap, what's the actual truth? Well, the answer is, surprisingly and beautifully, simple. It's all about harnessing the incredible power of one.
I want you to think about success like a long line of dominoes. You don't try to knock them all down at once, right? No way. You focus on just one, the very first one, the lead domino. When you find and topple that one right thing, it builds momentum and kicks off a chain reaction, knocking over things you never could have managed on your own. Success is built one step at a time, sequentially.
So how do you actually create this domino effect in your own life? Well, you start by lining up your priorities, thinking big. Then, you have to find your single most important task. That's your lead domino. And finally, you pour all your energy into that one thing until you knock it over. That's when you unleash the chain reaction.
And this isn't just some nice theory. Success leaves clues all over the place. I mean, think about it. KFC. It all began with one secret recipe. Intel, they dominated by focusing on one thing, microprocessors. Starbucks built a global empire on one simple promise, a great cup of coffee. They all went small to go big.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually find your lead domino? In any given situation, how do you figure out what your one thing is? Luckily, the book gives us a super simple, practical tool for exactly that. It's called the focusing question.
This question, this is your compass. It's designed to guide you. Here it is. What's the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary. See how it works? It makes you think big about your ultimate goal, but then forces you to drill all the way down to the single most powerful action you can take right now to get there.
Now, to get a great answer, you have to ask a great question. And this little matrix here shows us exactly why. If your question is too small, like how can I increase sales, well, the impact's going to be pretty minimal. If it's big but vague, like how can I double sales, it's so broad you don't even know where to begin. The sweet spot, the real goal, is right here. A question that is both big and specific. Like, what's the one thing I can do to double sales in the next 6 months? Now that is a question that can spark a breakthrough.
But here's the thing, and this is where it all gets really deep. Applying this concept isn't just some productivity hack to get more checked off your list at work. No, it's a full-on philosophy for how to live your life.
Your one thing is what connects what you do every single day with who you truly want to become. It's the bridge between your daily actions and your deepest purpose. It's about making sure you're not just being productive, but that you're being productive on the things that actually matter to you.
And this is what's really at stake here. A palliative care nurse named Bronnie Ware wrote down the most common regrets she heard from her patients at the end of their lives. And what was the #1 regret, by a long shot? I wish I had had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. So many dreams were left on the table because of choices they either made or didn't make.
So I'll leave you with the ultimate focusing question. Forget about work for a second. Forget the to-do list. Ask yourself this. What's the one thing you can do, starting today, such that by doing it, everything else in your pursuit of a life true to yourself will become easier or unnecessary? Find that answer, and you found your lead domino.